All right, guys, I've been researching some of the weirdest YouTube channels out there. Channels so weird that when I find them, I think about them for the rest of the day. But these channels also happen to be profitable, and they also have to be channels that pretty much nobody talks about. So you've probably never seen any of these channels before. And I'm going to be presenting these channels to you for educational and inspirational purposes. And I'm not necessarily telling you to copy any of these channels, but hopefully they will give you inspiration for the types of channels that you could do. And hopefully they'll give you motivation to know that you can do it as well. Because if these weird channels that I just discovered were able to make a ton of money on YouTube, then you can definitely do it well. With that being said, there is a disclaimer. Just like any other business model out there, most people who try to succeed on YouTube fail. That is just the reality of the situation. And that is why I have a live training, a live workshop this week called Make Money with YouTube. Completely free, tell you all of the most important things about YouTube. And more importantly, I tell you what you should not be doing, because most of the YouTube gurus out there tell you to focus on stuff that absolutely does not matter at all. And if you want to attend that live training, that live workshop, click the link in the description and the pinned comment below. And then additionally, right after the workshop, I'm going to have a Q&A where I answer any questions that you have for as long as I need to stay up to answer the questions. So that is going to give you the absolute best chance of success. It's all completely free as well. I give a ton of value away completely free in the workshop. And then afterwards in the QA, I can answer any questions that you have as well. So do not miss out on it, because additionally, I have an AI tool that I made, the Niche Validator Pro 2.3. It's going to make everything so much easier, and it's completely free too. So click the link in the description and the pinned comment below to check that out. And with that being said, let's jump in with number one on the list, which is Bound. Now, this channel is basically edutainment, so it's educational, but it's also very entertaining about animal biology, and it's basically funny, illustrated, why it sucks to be born as type videos that explain an animal's brutal traits, survival problems, and evolutionary drawbacks, aka what predators do they have, what are their prey, and what is life like in general for them. Now, according to vidIQ, this channel in the last month alone has made about $4,000 to $12,000. Generally speaking, vidIQ and any of these tools that guesstimate how much money channels make just from AdSense alone, those are the ads that pop up on your channel, usually are on the lower side. So I would imagine it's making at least $12,000 a month just from AdSense alone. And according to View Stats, they're making about $5,000 to $16,000 a month. And again, that's just from AdSense alone. Now, of course, this is not their best month ever. For instance, a while back, they had a video get 1.8 million views.
Small crustaceans have attached themselves to your eyes.
And that video likely made $10,000 just on its own. And they've had a bunch of other videos that have popped off and gotten similar amounts of views as well. Lots and lots of 1 million view videos. So yeah, it's a very unique, interesting type of content that they're doing here. And it's a way to educate people about what the actual life cycle of these different types of animals is, but in a very entertaining and informative way. So we don't have access to how much they're making on the back end. You know, they could be putting affiliate links in, they could be doing sponsorships in their videos as well, and they likely would be making a lot more money on the back end if they're doing that. But at the very least, they are making $10,000 a month with this channel. And there's been months in the past where they've probably done several tens of thousands of dollars a month, again, at least from AdSense alone on this channel. And there's lots of extra monetization potential as well. So that would be an example of a faceless educational or edutainment type channel. And we typically tell people to do personal brand content because it's just way easier to get views, way easier to make money, and it's a lot harder for other people to copy you. Whereas with this type of content, you probably have already noticed there's a bunch of copycat channels out there, and there's really not much you can do about it. With that being said, there is a very specific way of making faceless content that we recommend to people who do like making faceless content, and it's called the hybrid personal brand method. But one of the biggest steps in doing that is you want to basically choose a cartoon picture of yourself or a cartoon picture of whoever you want to represent the channel, and always have that on every thumbnail, always have that in every single video. So an example of somebody who did this, which is one of our clients, is Wiz of Ecom. So Wiz of Ecom is an OG client of ours, and basically he started this YouTube channel about 3 years ago or so. And when he first started the channel, it was all faceless content, right? So he did a bunch of different faceless content, but he had this little avatar that represented him, and he was able to scale to 7 figures. And when he gave a testimonial, he said that almost all of his clients either watched his YouTube at one point or came through YouTube.
And I can quote this like wholeheartedly. Almost every single client who has hired us this year has watched one of my YouTube videos, and it's been a part of their journey.
And he was able to do that with an anonymous personal brand. And this is how you do it. And this is how we recommend that other people do it as well. If you are going to be anonymous, if you don't want to show your face, make sure that you have some sort of avatar that represents you, because it makes other people at least think that it's a real human being on the other side. And then eventually you can make a decision to do a face reveal. That's exactly what he did here. He did a face reveal.
Now, let's cut the suspense. Hello, everybody. My name is Mubu, aka Wiz of Ecom.
And ever since then, he's been crushing it even harder on YouTube. And he's scaled his business to multiple 7 figures a month now. So typically when we have people that want to do faceless channels, that is what we recommend. We really do not recommend doing it any other way. Now, by the way, in our live training this week, we're going to go over a lot more detail on exactly how to do that, the hybrid personal brand method. So click the link in the description and the pinned comment below so you don't miss out on the training. All right, the next channel is a brand spanking new channel that just recently blew up. This channel uploaded their first video about 1 month ago, and the video was called Why Being Useful Can Destroy Your Life, an ancient Chinese idea that feels uncomfortably true today.
This idea is called 无用中年.
Now, it's a very interesting video. Essentially, he's going over kind of like ancient Chinese wisdom, ancient Chinese proverbs. And I think just like ancient wisdom and ancient proverbs in general, in many cases can be really valuable and really good to talk about on YouTube. But in this particular case, his flavor of it is Chinese proverbs and saying and the ancient wisdom behind it. So I think this is a very interesting channel. I think there's a lot to learn from this channel and there's a lot of wisdom to be had. Now, it says according to vidIQ that in the last month, he's made about $866 to $3,000. I think this video right here likely wasn't counted as much because it's only saying he got about 36,000 views in the last 7 days. So it probably didn't count the revenue that he got from this video. So it's likely quite a bit more than that, because if you add up all of these videos that he's uploaded, he's gotten pretty close to 500,000 views. And if he's making at least $10 per 1,000 views, then he's making about $5,000 a month. Now, that's just from AdSense alone. Like I said, he's just getting started, so he's probably not monetizing his channel really well just yet, which is totally fine. But if he did monetize his channel correctly, he would be making far, far more than that. Super cool to see channels like this, brand new channels pop up. Very first video they uploaded. They didn't really have to start uploading for long before they got a video that absolutely popped off. And I see a very bright future for Tang saying. All right, the next channel is Am I the Jerk? And this is basically kind of like a Reddit style drama plus storytelling commentary channel that hires voice actors to perform the Am I the Jerk conflict stories, which is a very popular subreddit. So it's basically entitled family, coworkers, toxic friends, etc. And the host adds reactions, judgment, and advice / insight, kind of like a podcast. So this is quite interesting because sometimes the person will post, you know, am I the jerk? And everyone will be like, no, the other person's the jerk. And then sometimes the people will be like, no, actually you are the jerk. You're wrong in this case. And so it's quite entertaining content, both on Reddit as well as being brought to YouTube. Now, there are a lot of kind of Reddit slop channels, to be completely honest with you, and they don't really bring any value and they're kind of just plagiarizing from Reddit essentially. But this channel is a bit different. It actually does make the content transformative and it is pretty entertaining. And according to vidIQ, they've made about $1,000 to $4,000 in the last month or so. And according to view stats, they've made about $1,000 to $4,000 as well. But their most popular video is entitled Mother Demands I Give My House to Her Because My Sister is Pregnant.
My entitled mother demanded I hand over my house to her.
That got about 11 to 12 million views, and it made $59,000 according to view stats. So one video, probably didn't take him very long to make, probably a couple hours, made about $59,000. That is pretty freaking good. And according to view stats, over the lifetime of the channel, they've made about $1.3 to $3.5 million. And their oldest video was about 4 years ago. So if that's true, if they made $3.5 million, that would be about $1 million a year from the channel. Not bad. Now, of course, there's other other little ways that they can monetize the channel as well. They're also growing their brand on other platforms too. They have a Spotify where they upload there as well. And I'm sure they're making a bit more money from other things outside of just AdSense. So yeah, this channel is transformative. They usually have like video game footage over the stories. They also give narration to the stories. They don't just read it word for word. Now, additionally, it looks like this channel basically runs a 24/7 live stream as well. And it basically just plays Am I the Jerk type stuff. And so generally speaking, live viewers do make more than other types of viewers. And so they're probably making a decent amount of money from it, but it's really hard to verify. All right, the next channel is Truly Seen. And this is a very interesting channel. It's sort of like emotional edits and montage videos using clips of popular creators or celebrities to capture specific feelings and make you feel seen type moments with a community angle where viewers relate and share their own experiences. So it's kind of like a little bit of a sad boy channel, if I'm being completely honest. With that being said, it can help people who are maybe going through a hard time see that even people they look up to, like celebrities and creators, etc., also can go through hard times too, and they are not alone. Now, this channel in the last month, according to vidIQ, made about $5,000 to $14,000, and they really only started about 5 months ago, and their most popular video is I Feel So Lost, and this is a picture of Markiplier.
The one thing that I always wanted was I wanted to be proud of myself.
And that got about 1.5 million views or so. And according to View Stats, it made over $2,000. And according to View Stats as well, the channel has made about $5,000 to $18,000 in the last 5 months since it started. So that would be about $3,000 to $4,000 a month or so. And typically View Stats does underestimate how much these channels make by a little bit. So I would imagine they probably are making a bit more than that. And additionally, there's probably other ways that they could monetize on top of that. But yeah, it's just kind of a bit of a weird channel that kind of adds montages together and shows kind of like people's lowest points in a very sensitive way. You know, they're not trying to make fun of them or anything like that. They're just showing them the low points. And it can be extremely relatable, especially if you're at a hard point in your life. All right, so back to personal brands. The next channel is going to be called Louis Cassell. Now, this is a very tiny channel, and basically this guy's kind of claim to fame, I suppose, or how he launched his channel, is he was the ex-top closer of Imperium Acquisition, which is a pretty popular offer related to Charlie Morgan. Now, if you look at the stats, you know, vidIQ is saying he only made about $9,000 to $26,000. View Stats saying he, you know, made basically zero money from the channel, only got about 1.3K views in the last 30 days. So 99% of people that would see a channel like this would look at it and be like, nope, this channel's not making any money. But this guy actually reveals on his channel how much money a month he's making. And he is making around $50,000 a month, just like it says right here. Additionally, he's shooting for $100,000 a month. Now, I happen to know the behind the scenes of a lot of these types of channels. I even have like a smaller channel that is basically targeted towards a B2B or affluent audience. And if you target a B2B, which means business to business, or an affluent audience, AKA targeting a sophisticated audience of buyers that typically have a lot of money, you can make a ton of money even with a small channel like this. So I would imagine that he's likely making at least $10,000 a month just from this channel alone, even though he's barely getting any views and it's only a 1,000 subscriber channel. And the reason I know this is because I launched my channel, which is a B2B channel, and I launched it over a year ago, and I documented the entire process on that channel. And this channel made around $30,000 to $40,000 in the first month after launching it, which means it was making over $1,000 per 1,000 views. And additionally, I'm getting around 6,000 views a month now, despite the fact that I barely upload to it. And I consistently make over $30,000 a month on the channel. So I'm typically making somewhere around $4,000 to $5,000 per 1,000 views on this channel. So even though it's barely getting any views, I'm still making a ton of money from the channel, even though I put almost no effort into it whatsoever. Maybe I will start uploading more in the future. But again, this channel is for business owners, right? It's YouTube for busy business owners or big YouTubers who want to treat YouTube like a business. So that is why I know that what Lewis is saying on his channel is true, and he's likely making a good amount of money from that channel. Additionally, you don't always have to stay niche. At some point, you can go a little bit more mass market, and although you're not going to make as much money per 1,000 views, you can make more money overall. And that's exactly what we did with Sean Dulwit. He was basically stuck making around $30,000 a month. He's making very niche content, wasn't getting that many views, and we made a little bit more of a mass market pivot, and we just monetized his channel better, and we were able to actually blow this channel up to making over $500,000 in a single month and beyond. Now, one thing I will say is 99% of people who watch this channel are just going to enjoy the free content, enjoy the free value. They may attend the live training, which they absolutely should. Click that link in the description in the pinned comment below, and I'll talk more about all these different people that I helped, etc. And they'll get free Q&As from me. I'll answer the questions, and you'll get a ton of value from that. And I like to give way more value than I receive, but you'll never work directly with myself or my team, and that's completely okay. But if you are in a situation like Sean, where you're either a business owner who wants to make more money from YouTube, you're a YouTuber that's getting views or maybe making a little bit of money, but you want to take it to the next level, or if you're someone who just really wants to take YouTube seriously, treat it like a business, treat it like a professional, then go ahead and book a call in the description of the pinned comment, or if it's not down there, look in my about section to book a call as well. Do not do this unless you're very serious about growing and making money on YouTube though, right? This is only for people who are really willing to take it seriously and who want a handheld type situation where we work very closely with them on their strategy. And we even help them with a lot of the execution. So if that's you, book that call. If not, just enjoy the free content, enjoy the free live trainings, and that'll be great. With that being said, check out Sean's video by clicking right here on how we helped him scale from $30,000 to over $500,000 in a single month.